Thank you so much for joining me and welcome to Zoom in Africa, your educative, informative as well as entertainment program. My name is Carol Kinyugo in the absence of my co-host Eric Munene, who is away for now. Now today we feature a company whose products make up a large part of our day-to-day life. What I mean is that we can hardly go for a day without using a product manufactured by them. Now founded in the year 1987 by the Cheddar family, Kenafric Industries Limited is one of the largest manufacturers of confectionery, food, footwear and stationery products in Kenya. The vision of the founders and relentless hard work of over 25 years has given Kenafric a unique platform to grow tremendously in the African markets. And today, I'm so glad to be joined by Mr. Bharat Shah, the Vice Chairman of Kenafric Industries, to tell us more about the success of the company. Welcome to the show, Mr. Shah. I hope I had your name right.
Thank you. Yes, Carol, you are perfectly right.
Thank you. Tell the viewers something about yourself.
Myself, well, I'm a married person with 3 children, one boy, 2 girls. My son and daughter are both married. My young daughter is still studying. Will be joining university in 2 years' time. And basically, the family, we are a family of 4 brothers and father, and I don't have any sisters.
Oh.
Yes,
Okay.
so unfortunately. And basically, that's the little bit about me. And I have been a sportsman representing our country, Kenya, during heydays of my 78 life, playing table tennis for Kenya and representing various school 11 in different sports, cricket, tennis, hockey, and those were the 3 key games. So that is basically the brief history. I'm educated, I did my BCom in India, finished in 1978 and joined my father's business, and then I started furniture workshop. Then I saw the prospects will not be long enough, but it was good for my experience. And basically from there on, I was able to dispose the furniture. We went into distributionship with my father to develop into the next level. Started from retail to wholesale, wholesale to distributionship. And of course, my dream was to be in manufacturing from very young age.
Wow, and that's where you are today.
Yes, and one of the key reason has been was in 1982 we had a coup in our country, as you know, coup d'etat attempt, and we had a business on Park Road, where I was dealing in this FMCG goods, and we were completely destroyed with my 2 younger brothers studying in America, and another younger to me was with my father in the business, and I made up my mind that I will go into manufacturing. And we started the journey from there with furniture, and basically then moved into we started with footwear, then we went into confectionery, and then culinary items, and then stationery.
Stationery.
Yes.
Wow, that's great. Welcome to our studio once again. And joining us also is Kevin Manduia, our reporter who made it possible to have Mr. Shah in the studio. Welcome, Kevin.
Thank you, Carol.
How are you doing?
It's a pleasure.
So what kind of assignment do we expect you to deliver today?
Okay, part of my assignment was just to go and confirm whether Kenafric exists in Kenya. But we went there, it is just a Logo Badogo. Actually, it's a company. If you can't figure it where it's you can think it's a small company, but it's a company with many departments which are all operational, dealing with different products. We have the gumboots. I never knew that gumboots are just manufactured.
I didn't know.
Just here.
When Kenafric is mentioned, you would think of sweets.
The slippers that we wear, famously called the floaters. They are there. We have the canvas rubbers, everything, the confectionery, the big G's, the what do we call these meats?
Fresh.
They are fresh. They are made there. So we had our tour, and really Kenafric exists, and this is the man. They have.
Thank you so much.
Sure.
Okay. Now, before we go much into the discussion, let's take a look at the video that Kevin prepared for us.
Top in the management of Kenafric Industries is Mr. Bharat Shah. The Vice Chairman of Kenafric Industries has a 20% shareholding in the company. He has over 25 years experience and an incredible insight and industrial knowledge.
And it's a journey we have gone through. Nothing has been rosy. But if there are obstacles, there are opportunities also. So we have capitalized on some of those obstacles to turn into opportunities. And that's why, and it is will, in the end, it's the determination, it's the dream, yeah, that you want to arrive. And as the country has the Vision 2030, we created two Vision, 2020 and 2030. 2030 is short to medium term, and 2030 is long term. So basically, we are driving with the vision, and where we have weaknesses, we are filling it with strength.
Mr. Barack Umar is among the initiators of Kenafric and has remained with the company for the last 25 years. His vast experience, incredible insight, and industrial knowledge has driven the staff and their unrelenting focus on delivering results the right way.
We are what you call adaptable to different situations, and that is our very important strength.
Why the name Kenafric? Do you cover even Africa or just you are situated in Kenya only?
But it's a beautiful word, Kenya, Africa. The thing is, Kenafric was, when we started, it was, we acquired a running business where it had Kenafric and it was known as something else. We converted into proper name, Kenafric Shoe Industries, and then into Kenafric Industries Limited. Now the word Kenafric has a lot of significance to us, because yes, we are only manufacturing in Kenya, but in around 2005 and so, we were exporting to around 34 countries from Kenya. Then 2008, the financial crisis in the world happened, the shipping charges doubled, and then we changed our focus, and we are now exporting actively to 12 African countries, and our Vision 2020 is to make it to 20 African countries.
Kenafric range of products cut across the socio-economic breadth. They include confectionery product lines, culinary mixes, footwear lines, and stationery.
In footwear, we start with footwear. We have EVA footwear, like a rubber slippers, you know, like it's called EVA slipper. Then we have EVA injection molding. Then we have canvas. We have gumboot. And we have what you call something like, we are just about something that looks similar like sports shoes. So these are in the footwear. In confectionery, we divide into few sections. It's bubble gum, it's hard-boiled candies or sweets, lollipops, toffees, icing sugar, juice, you know, the powdered juice. And we also have what you call now chewing gum, the fresh, the new investment which we did recently. So that is chewing gum. So basically we have we have Oyo, which is as we said, it is a food additive for the cooking your food and making your flavor tasty, to give you the taste you are looking in your food.
It is a central workshop where footwears are being manufactured as we are talking right now. And let's get in and see the whole process.
This is a range of samples of the product that we normally produce. So from this range, the one you see, this top range, up to this level, this range is the EVA injection. Then from this range to this last range here, for this, it's called the slipper body stream. All this area is slipper body stream. Then in canvas gumboot body stream, the focus is this body stream. You can see this gumboot. These are the gumboot range that we normally have, and the canvas. In also gumboots, we have got different colored gumboots of which we normally produce. These are the gumboot range that we normally have, and the canvas. In the gumboot production, we have got gumboot 4 machines. The first process, we normally do the mixing of the material compound in the mixer machines. Then from the mixer machines, we load the material to the hoppers. Then from the hoppers, we start the screw. We do the material setting on the screw, then start the injection. The process here is PVC injection. You insert the material for PVC compounds, then you inject. So from the injection is when you get the finished product gumboot.
Naona naweka kando hapa tena hii mguu ingine. Now this is the other leg. Alafu na combine.
Huyu kazi yake tu ni kutoa.
Kazi yake tu ni kutoa.
Sasa kila slot iko na size ya gumboot tofauti.
Kila slot ni mguu tofauti na gumboot tofauti. Sasa hapa ndo wanatoa.
Then from there we offload the gumboot. Thereafter we do the trimming to remove any wastage or flash material. From flash material, we normally pack them in the gumboot in the carton. We assemble them in the quantity of 10 pairs per carton. The sole is different and the upper is different. This is what we call also, this is our KI industrial autoville small sizes. We are packing with the gift to sell the gift.
It's a gift.
It is a free gift.
We have had goods being made in China, but these gumboots are made in Kenya. And this is the process that they pass through to be the full product as they stand.
You normally fix the uppers. You put the uppers inside this machine. You heat, as you can see, some temperatures loaded on the machine. After heating, it fixes the uppers on the wall.
Making sure you have reasonable everywhere markets. So if market A is down, market B is up, so you are able to sustain your production levels. As every organization have to go through various forms and development, and you keep on improving. The most important thing is having right human capital and the right human resource department, so that we are able to handle a lot of situations, preempt the situation before they happen. And the thing is, some of the values are also to have fun. It's not only work. So Kenafric has some values, whereas the employees are also, we celebrate with them, their achievement.
Wow, that's a nice job there by Kenafric Industries, I must say. And before we get to Mr. Shah again, let me first introduce other guests who have just joined us in the studio from KCA University. Let's start with you.
Oh, I'm Jackie Maringa, KCA University, studying BCom. I was much interested in what Kenafric has been and what success it has brought, and that's why I'm so much interested to know what they have been doing to come this far. Yeah.
Thank you so much. And you?
Okay, I'm John Wanjiko from KCA University, and I'm taking BCom Finance. I was interested in to know that Kenafric exists. That's good work. And for the chairman, Mr. Shah, I think Kenafric is a moving, it's a growing company, and we'll be interested to know some of the things that keep you in the system. Yeah.
Welcome to the studios. Now the students will have their chance to ask their questions. But before that, let's have Mr. Shah telling us about the footwear that they manufacture in the industry.
Thank you. The footwear, we can see there's a lot of range. How the footwear started is also a little bit I would like to explain. Is first we started what we would call with PVC injection. And that is very famously known by other name Sandec. And what is PVC? Polyvinyl chloride. The raw material is a petrochemical based raw material. We started with PVC injection. We actually started with 2 machines. We then had to adjust into the market because we took out a very famous design that hit the market of Kenya like anything. That production, we couldn't meet the production. I mean, the demand was of 1 week, and our production was just very little of 1 day. So basically, it was called a Dancing Queen, and I really remember that design very well. It was in around 89, the year 89. And of course, some of our competitors copied the design. And what happened was they had many machines, 12 machines, 11 machines. Our capacity was small. So we, as a sportsman, having represented our country, what do you do to win the battle? And the battle started, and basically we said the capacity should match of your competitor. And our plan was in 3 years, but in 2 years, actually less than 2 years, we bought 1 or 2 competitors. Some were destroyed in the battle, and others we expanded with new equipment, and we became actually the biggest in 2 years' time.
Wow.
So that was footwear. And basically the footwear, as you can see, there are various products. That was the PVC. Then PVC, you know, all the footwear has a design trade, so markets do die after some time, material changes.
Yeah.
And then came in later on was EVA. These are the EVA, which this still remains. This is like a Coca-Cola of daily use. So this is actually done on a sheeting line, and a sheet is made, and then for the die cut it is done, and basically this is where continuously since we after with the PVC we went into this line. Then came the EVA injection. Unfortunately, we don't have this probably here the samples, but it is similar to like this. So EVA injections are are done, and that is done by molding process. So basically, which we saw in the video recently, and EVA injection that lasted another few years, and now we are back in what you call air blow. What is air blow? Is again a PVC, polyvinyl chloride has come back, but injection with foam. So it actually, goes like a foam, it just comes up in the size. The weight is less weight, and it looks like a big thing. So basically that is there, and then we have this, what you call the canvas shoes, used very much in the schools. And this is made of cotton top, and this is again the EVA sole. This is the cotton canvas is injected onto the sole. And then you have various designs in this. See various colors you can see. Yeah. Very muddy color, white sole, black, red top. This one had a black everything. So you can create colors, combinations, sizes.
That's true.
And different material finishing. So basically, this is the evolution of the footwear. And I think the footwear, as you know, in the world nowadays, as the income generate goes, people used to have one pair. Now they have one for daily wear, one for home wear, one for casual, one for parties, one for meeting girlfriend or boyfriend, whatever it is. So basically, different type of footwear we have.
Yeah, thank you.
So it's a very, very big, and it's a design trade.
Yes. Okay, thank you. Kevin, do you have any question for Mr. Shah regarding this?
Maybe just curious, because you find that some of your footwears are just average. Because, for example, did you have to study the market because you find that these footwears just cater for an average man, for example, an ordinary Kenyan? How did it come so that you saw that there is a need to have such goods in your company?
You see, the production is mass. The capacity is mass, and we have to make a product which is sellable, which can be maintained by the pockets of the Mwananchi. And it is very, very important. And then you are also fighting against imported stuff, whether it is coming with due taxes paid or not. But we have to fight into the market, and then you create by basically availability, proper sizes. And I think, first you start with the base. And as you grow and as you learn the market, then you have a middle class footwear, and then you have upper class footwear. So this is very important that the factory is running, the employees are getting enough job, and also you are churning out the daily production. so to control your overheads. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. Like I said earlier, our students would have a chance to ask their questions, and I'm going to start with you once again.
Okay, thanks, Carol. Okay, one of the things that make me ask you, how do you think of starting such a company? How did Kenafric start up? Yeah.
Okay, you know, my history has been that after trading, we had been little bit in manufacturing of furniture. So the interest was in manufacturing, and there was an opportunity that arose that a footwear factory was being put for sale. Not knowing, having no knowledge, as an entrepreneur, we took the risk, and from that risk, we were able to move the footwear into what we are today. So basically, sometimes you have to take a risk. And then we saw that footwear is a big market, consumer line, and it will always be growing with the population growth, with the income growth, and the schools, you know, children, our population is 50% or plus is school children. So I think the positiveness was there of the footwear.
Thank you. Now, John, you will take this. I will take your question after the break. Now, let's first take a look at the other part of the video that Kevin prepared for us.
Making sure you have reasonable everywhere markets. So if market A is down, market B is up, so you are able to sustain your production levels.
This is Kenafric Confectionery Complex, where goods such as mints, sweets are manufactured and packaged. We are going in to witness the whole process, how they come into be and how they reach you at the market.
This is where the process starts. We start the process of fresh bubble gum or fresh chewing gum. Fresh chewing gum is a chewing gum with 6 different flavors. We have the mint, menthol, we have peppermint, we have smooth sensation, we have berry fusion, and we have fruit. This is the starting point. We have a mixer whereby we mix sugar, gum beans, and part of the flavors. Then from there, the dough is cooled for a period of about 1 hour. To run well in the rolling and scoring machine, it has to attain a particular temperature of between 40 and 50 degrees. The number of process. The dough is loaded into an extruder. From there, it forms a sheet.
Okay.
The machine is fully automatic. You just press one button, everything is programmed. This is a metal detector. Because the gum has passed through gum mixers, which are made of stainless steel, any chance or in the process, in case of metal or whatever small it is passes and goes to the mass, it is detected here. And the machine automatically stops. Once it stops, unless you remove that part completely, then it cannot run. The signal on the screen, you can see it showing metal in process. So no chance of any impurity going through the process. So this is the final part where it's pressed. These are all pressing rollers. After coating, we do wrapping, 4 pellets in one pot.
Success begins in the heart. And having vision and the will to do, it gives you 50% of your battle is over. So it is very important that you have a vision. With the vision, you will have obstacles. And if you look in my room on your right, on your left-hand side, you will see a painting which has a boat which shows the waters are never calm. There are tides up and down. And the leadership needs to utilize those moments in life for the calmness to work different way, and when there are tides, how to work.
It's a company that has been there for the last 25 years, dealing in footwear, confectionery and stationery. We have toured all these departments, and be assured all these goods are made in Kenya. That's Kenafric for you.
Wow, I must say that's a great job once again. And what you just saw in the video is here with us in the studio. And I must say Kenafric has really embraced technology, because the machine that we saw, that's a machine that is doing everything. Is anything done manually there in the company?
No, there are, I mean, not in this technology. This is fresh, which we just launched recently, of investment of $1 billion shilling. And it is a fully automatic process, because we have to make it very, you know, what you call healthy product, and avoid any contamination. So basically most of the processes are there, but there are some processes where you need to have, you know, a little bit of hand touch also. So with that, the newer technologies are coming with what you call full automation. But whereas before, you know, those automation, you know, that would require heavy investment, and maybe you do not have the market or the financial capacity. So you would go in stage by stage. And that is the reason now we are going into what you call very good high technology.
Thank you. Now let's take the question from John.
Okay, Mr. Shah. Talking of the society, there is the CSR, the corporate social responsibility. Has your company tried to give back to the society for appreciation, or what the society what is it taking?
Yes, I think that's a very fundamental question for any corporate organization. What do we do as CSR? CSR in many forms. It is also seen to be done or not to be seen to be done, to be doing. So basically, we are in a place called Ruaraka, and we have schools around us. They have many times equipment issues. They have many times school fees issues or examination fees issues. And that is the time we are always there to assist the school children so that they move forward in life. That is one. The secondly, from environment point of view, is that we buy most of what you call, in Kenya we call it polythene waste. The waste is converted actually into a product, into a raw material to be used in the footwear. And that is very, very important. That means all the waste which is at least of certain grades we are able to buy and convert into the footwear, and which gives the value addition to the economy, to the employment. CSR, what would you do with the waste? We are creating so many issues. Here now we are absorbing all the problems and creating into a value addition product. That is the, then we take part in various social organizations in terms of committees, subcommittees, main committees. In the company, all the managers are asked to take part in what is necessary for the growth of the country, the social responsibility, and for the company. And we also, like I had been a chairman of the handicap school, Kasarani, which was physically handicapped and challenged children. And I was there for some time, and where we made some changes, you know. And basically, so it is very important that we give back to the society. And if you do not give back, then I think you are missing out something. So, like school desk, like that. Now we are going better. We will start with this. Probably our plan is in the next few months to go for a scholarship program. Maybe we start with the employees and then move outside. So we are looking into the modus operandi of the same. And that is what we call CSR.
Wow, that's great. I hope your question has been answered. Okay. Kevin, do you have something to add to that, or rather to ask Mr. Shah?
I'm just curious because, you know, any company dictate business. And for example, like in our population, the Kenyan population, find that they have faith and way to buy imported goods. For example, if maybe there was an American good here and maybe a Kenyan good here, they'll choose the American good. So you as a person who is in business, how are you trying to wipe out this euphoria between this bad faith in Kenya so that you win them to buy local goods, because you have been in the business sector for 25 years now? How do you fight this?
Now, it's a very good question, and if you look at it, I would like you to maybe test some of this product. This is it's a yogurt chew. Now, what happens? We have to do a lot of research for the local environment, and you know, you can have a product imported, but the taste, preference, culture, price, availability is all that matters. And now you have to learn into the market how you are able to cope with all the ingredients which I said just now, and how you convert into the consumer buying it. And then, yes, imported comes, but advertisement, CSR, jobs creation, who does it? Buy Kenya, build Kenya. If we don't do it, then who will create the jobs?
No one.
But then we also use the best technology, so we are at par with the world. The technology which you saw just now is at par with the world. And these units, they say the supplier, they sell not more than 4 units worldwide in a year. So in Africa, in Sub-Sahara, this is the first unit that has been installed. So, you know, if you are able to innovate your product, taste and preference to the local market, and you do what you call sales and marketing, advertisement, promotion, this will entail you local public to get the preference of your products. And it's an example that I will give you. Something different, but when I ask my family where you want to go for holiday, nobody will say they want to go to maybe India, UK or somewhere. They'll say where? Mombasa. So it is also the culture in ours, what I would request and what I would feel the parents, that because the value addition and everything, we are here to stay. We have created huge investment, and that investment, so we need people to run. We will create jobs. We'll create other industry by effects, by velocity. Because if you see this, this is the fresh chewing gum, this is the peppermint. Now can you, if I ask you the question, where do you think this packing material is made?
Maybe in the same industry.
No, we don't do the packing material, so we buy it, but where would it be?
Another company.
Yeah, but is it in Egypt? Is it in South Africa, or where?
No, in Kenya.
But this thing was not possible in Kenya a few years ago. It is through our working in partnership with our suppliers that we have been able to develop these products. And now you can say, wouldn't you call it as a world-class packaging? What is your view on this?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It is.
It is?
It's even attractive.
Yeah. So you can, at the end of the thing, you will take this, test it, and give us the report how it is. Is it world class or not? Yes?
Okay.
Good.
Okay, Mr. Shah.
And if you, in fact, sorry, this is a new product which is nowhere in the world.
It's called
a Zing.
Zing.
Yeah, and this is, as you can see, it's a mango flavor. There are many flavors. Like here, we have got 6 flavors in fresh. There are also 6 flavors or so in this one. Now this is two gums packed into one. This is a technological feat. It's not an easy thing. And today this is because of the change problems of 1 shilling coins and 50-cent coins. This is two gums are sold for 5 shilling. So there is no issue of change because 5 shilling coins are available. So this is innovation meeting the market expectation and in different flavor. And the young generation, the students, you know, there is nothing cheaper than a gum or a sweet. Any product with less than 5 bob, what do you get less than 5 bob?
Nothing.
So this gives them the energy, the bubbliness, the fun, etc. And it makes them feel vibrant, yes?
Okay, Mr. Shah, we have SMSs coming, and there's somebody called Faith from Kirugoya. She's saying, how and where can I buy the products in bulk for sale in rural areas?
All right, that's good. What we have is distributions. Like if she's in Kirugoya, there is a company called PP Shah who is distributing in for their area in Kirugoya. What we have done is to make sure the distributor have the storage capacity, they have the distribution network, they have that is logistics arrangement, and basically on that conditions we give them so they are able to do that. Our job is to do marketing, do advertisement, and their job is to make sure that the availability is there. And we are sure that if they have a problem, they can always contact CanAfric Industries and we will be able to find a solution for them. Yes.
Thank you. Before you received the SMS, you talked of creating jobs for people. How many employees do you have and how many people do you touch indirectly in job creation?
Today in our organization, as we said, CanAfric Industries, we have two what you call sites. One site where we have confectionery and one site we have footwear and stationery. Now both are in Ruaraka, but about 1 kilometer, 1.5 kilometer away. The total jobs we have created directly into the company is 1,500 jobs. And indirect, as you know, the ratio, and that is just the family support, is 7,500. But if you look at the suppliers supplying from Kenya, all the packaging material, some of the ingredients, that would run into 25,000-30,000 jobs ultimately. And as we are growing, the jobs are created because we call it a push and pull strategy. And that strategy helps them also. And that is why, how do you go Vision 2030 industrialization? If we start importing all this packaging material, we'll never industrialize. So we have to develop with local partners. They have to have confidence that we are able to buy from them. And that's the way we have seen that we are creating the process of industrialization.
Thank you. Now let's take another set of questions from John and Jackie. We start with you, John.
Okay, thank you very much. Mr. Shah, there is this perception about university graduates, those who are coming out of the universities, that if I want to get a career, talking of the career, that I should have a godfather, the so-called, that I should get to that industry, but through a godfather. Does it apply to your company?
No, I mean, let's say godfather phenomena has been existing in the country. Generally, in private sector, it will not exist because there is a set of rules. Is that godfather or no godfather? Because there is a job defined with the criteria and an opportunity is given for the shortlisted candidates. They come and they are interviewed, phase 1, phase 2, and probably phase 3. Depending on the seniority of the position and the urgency of the requirement. We believe that giving opportunities to young Kenyans is very, very vital. We have been in the same stage, but the only thing was that we were entrepreneurs. And entrepreneurs, and we take risk, we also lose money, we make money, but the thing is keeping in mind the humility, simple living, and making sure that because if my people in country are employed today, then there are less matatas in the street. Hakuna matata. Yes. And yes, we do receive requests from, there could be acquaintance, there could be, but we do say that, look, we'll follow a procedure. And if there is a vacancy existing, he will go through the channel, and he or she is successful, will get the job. So basically, because we want to give, and with the new constitution, you have to give equal opportunity. So whatever may have happened in the past in different places, you have to change with the times. And we need to encourage the young Kenyans that leave this phenomenon of Godfather. We do even try and reply them, because mostly today now, you know, before it was letters, today is email. So in email that we have received your CV, we have no vacancy, or as we'll keep in our data bank, or we have a job that is now we are looking at number of CVs in the similar category, and we will call you for the interview.
Yeah, I hope you got your answer on that one. Before we take your question, Jackie, let's take this SMS. Winnie, they're asking, do you produce sugar-free chewing gums?
Winnie, I think we are not producing that sugar-free, because in Kenya everybody wants sugar. They want the energy. We are in a hot country. Not currently. Because this is again a different technology and requires different ingredients. And we have to look at the market. But you must remember the production capacities are so huge, and if the market is small, it is uneconomical. So if the market becomes economical in few years' time, we will be definitely looking into that thing.
Thank you. Let's now take your question, Jackie.
Okay, thanks, Carol. Mr. Shah, as you said, every business is a risk, and I believe in each and every company you face competition. Yeah, there are so many industries producing the same products as you're producing. How do you succumb this? How do you keep up with the competition? What are the strategies that you're putting in place to keep up with the competition, to keep up that your company is still surviving?
As I said, a lot of things is very important is research and development, making the right product, making it the right price, having the right packaging, and then with that is the follow-up of what you call promotion. There in different way, advertising, marketing, and secondly, innovative. The most important, you know, one of our strength is innovations. So we become innovative because like a lollipop, we have a lollipop which is center filled with a bubble gum inside. Now those are not a product that any manufacturer can make. It requires an art, it requires knowledge, and it requires equipment. So, and for that reason, how we differentiate is creating a brand value. In simple sense, it's called a brand value. And making sure, like today, when we got the opportunity to explain to the viewers, so they understand about Kenafric, who they are, what they are doing. It is creating a brand itself, and they are understanding that we are creating jobs, so they will feel that we need to be a part of the organization to grow the Kenya.
Okay, thank you. Kevin, let's take your last question to Mr. Shah.
Maybe I'm just curious, talking to the staff now, these are the people who are making the company move. And the strength of a company also is measured according to its ability to maintain the staff that works there. You as a person in charge, how do you maintain the talent you have in terms of the staff you have, the talent? How do you maintain that they don't maybe move to other companies and maybe leave you, maybe die?
It's a journey you have to go through. I mean, nothing happens overnight. But in the last few years, we have had a consultant, and we have created what you call a dream team model. And with the dream team model, where we are able to get the DNA from top level to the managers and see the strength and weakness and utilize the strength, and weakness is compensated by another person or is recruited to fill in that weakness. And secondly, what we do very important is what you call Kaizen. Kaizen is actually a very value-binding art. It is continuous improvement. Now, continuous improvement starts from grassroots, from the cleaner. From the cleaner, the machine attendant, machine operator, value stream leader, then their assistants, then production people, engineering people, production manager, plant manager. Now, they go through where we have if you see the system, we have a blackboard, what was the problem, how it was resolved, no blame game. I think the most important thing is no blame game. What happened, why it happened, what should we do, that it doesn't happen again. And basically from there, and actually what you call is in buy-in, and you need a very strong human capital, human resource department, which take care of the human capital. And when you have the core values, and if it is translated into practice in the company, like we have a fun as one of our core value, caring It's a core value. So how do we do this? Fun. So fun is why we have staff parties. We invite, we give them motivation like certificates for good job well done. We have a lot of trainers coming in or consultants giving them different perspective on different topics. And this is getting them enlightened with a lot of things happening in the world. And a lot of them also, a lot of my managers are traveling. Just now recently, one in the footwear went to China and Taiwan. One went to Germany. One went to South Africa. So what is happening that the people are actually getting the opportunity who have never traveled to go there. So they feel that they are part of a family. We are creating a family DNA. And that is the most important, I think, success. So, and in fact, as we say, that actually people have retired from the company as by the age. In fact, I was just looking at the list I received last week. We have a long service awards. So I could see 67 people or so, more than 10 to 20 years who will be getting awards. So this is what shows about the company, that they have stayed with us and we take care of them. And about caring, sometimes we have also a medical nurse, doctor, and if somebody is in hospital, we make sure somebody from the company goes there, takes something, making sure that they are recovering. So this is what you call the values, caring values. And that makes, and this is by action. That's what we do.
Thank you so much. Now we want you to wind up by responding to this SMS which says, congrats, Vice Chair. What would you advise your graduates and entrepreneurs? And just like we have the students from KCA University, let's wind up with you giving advice to the graduates.
Yes. Now, first of all, you to decide what is your dream. You need to. One thing I'll tell you, dream makes a team. The team makes the dream. I hope you understood it very clearly, yes? I have a dream, I need to make a team. So as we said, I am not expert in everything. I need people, resources, processes from knowledgeable people to do that. And my advice is, do not falter away. There will be obstacles, there will be opportunities, but when you have a vision, when you have a goal, and when you know that with the obstacle what you will do, without sinking down that I can't do anything, no. You want to go to Nakuru here, you can go by two ways. Via escarpment or by the other road, yes? So you decide which road you want to take and why. So same way, it's a journey, and as we said, the ups and downs. And if you are able to focus, do not lose your focus. The most important is focus, focus, focus. And as we said, if you in your heart you believe in yourself, do not lose hope. We, as I said, in '82, we were completely wiped out. We came back. I was more or less a penniless person. And in the same week, I was getting married, and how it happens and all that. But, and it's so, one door closes, another opens. So what I tell the young people, perseverance is very important factor. Sorry, do not expect to grow overnight. Slow and steady wins the race. We have seen the Kenyan marathon runners, what training they do, what sacrifice they do, and today we are world record holders, right? And we feel proud to be there. So what I want the youngsters to feel proud that we can do it, where there is a way, we can do it. As Mr. President Obama says,
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can. That's what I want to say.
Thank you so much, Mr. Shah, for your time. We are grateful you could find time to be with us and also to advise the KCA students. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for participating. Okay. Thank you so much to all of you who sent your SMSs. That's all we had for you for today. We do thank the Vice Chairman of Kenafric Industries Limited for joining us on this show. For comments or suggestions, send your SMSs to 8550. And I have been your host, Carol Kinyugo. See you tomorrow.